Welcome to our 2022-2023 season, Hornets. On this episode of SHS Today, Levi Carey compares and contrasts old and new photography cameras. Sarah Youssef talks about the benefits of talking to your counselor. And Andrew Schmaltz shows us a high school student's artistic ability. All this and more on our season premiere of SHS Today.
Hello, Celine, and welcome to a new season of SHS Today. I'm Saturn Allen.
And I'm Emma Thorson. We've got a great first show this week, so let's get started.
On November 12th at 8 a.m., the Celine Craft Show is being held at the middle school, where over 200 artists from around the Celine area will showcase their skills. If you are interested in supporting local creators, be sure to make your way there.
Technology around us is constantly changing, and in some cases we forget just how far we've come. Levi Carey shows us how photography evolved from its humble beginnings to its current place in our everyday lives.
Remembering history in our memories wouldn't be the same if we couldn't see the past. But how has photography changed from this to this? I set out to find the answer in the long-awaited return of a classic segment, Totally Tubular Tech. In 1826, French scientist Joseph Nicephore Niepce took the first ever picture. While a historic advancement, it's clearly aged. By 1839, Louis Daguerre created the first commercially successful photographic process called the daguerreotype. Daguerreotypes used a copper plate coated with silver and exposed to iodine vapor and then light. They were heavy, vulnerable, very inflexible, fragile, and expensive, so only the rich could afford to have their picture taken. They were also the inspiration for the modern-day selfie. Cameras didn't become cheap and accessible all the way until Kodak was founded in 1888 by George Eastman. Eastman used flexible rolls of film that would be sent back to the factory, and photos could be made there. Modern-day cameras like what we use in our smart devices are digital cameras. Digital cameras use an array of photosites, also known as pixels, that are tiny light cavities. The cameras take in the photons from the light and focus them onto a sensor made of silicone. This process has allowed for cameras to not only become more accessible and convenient, but photos are no longer expensive and fragile. Of course, we've only scratched the surface of nearly 200 years of photography, but in the meantime, I hope that you've learned something new. This has been Levi Carey with Totally Tubular Tech. Back to you in the studio.
Photography really has come a long way.
In fact, we're sitting in front of a camera right now.
Are we allowed to say that?
Probably.
If you say so.
If you are looking for a new theater experience, the Youth Theater Guild is performing Stone Dragon Stew, a production based off of a classic children's book, from the 11th to the 12th in the Liberty School Auditorium.
The counselors are an important resource at Celine High, but many people may not utilize them as much as they could be. Sarah Youssef explains just how useful the counselors can be.
High school is hard without guidance. Questions often leave students wondering, how do I apply to college? Or how do I change my schedule? It can be a lot to handle, but SHS Today is here to give you the right resources. The guidance counselor is a great option for students who may be looking for help, whether it's in class or your mental well-being.
Our students who are diagnosed with anxiety, and there's a lot of our students who aren't diagnosed with anxiety but have some anxious symptoms. So a lot of times kids will just wander in the halls, or they'll go to the bathroom. Seems to be a popular place. So I wish that they would come down more for some of the resources that we do have.
When school is stressful, it might be time to take a trip to your counselor, but they provide support in many other areas as well.
We'll meet in large groups with students, but then also like one-on-one conversations, and we look at things about interests and majors, just a matter of kind of going through and understanding what the student's looking for and also what kinds of programs they're looking to study.
With many deadlines to meet in your high school career, a counselor can help you stay on track, no matter what grade you're in.
I would love for students to start getting actively involved with their counselor coming in as a 9th grader. There's a lot of resources and things that we have down here for students that they don't take advantage of or may not even know about.
To make an appointment, email Ms. Fosdick or reach out to your counselor. Reporting for SHS Today, I'm Sarah Youssef. Back to the studio.
If you have any questions about what your counselor can do to help you, don't hesitate to reach out to them via email.
You know, seniors should be reaching out to their counselors more than ever right now. And speaking of seniors, if you are a senior interested in putting a recognition ad into the yearbook, now is the time. Make sure to order your yearbook ad before the January 5th deadline using the QR code on screen. Well, that's all we've got for you this week, Celine. I hope you enjoyed the show. I'm Saturn Allen.
And I'm Emma Thorson. Tune in next week for a new teacher feature, a segment on the Writing Center, and a new business buzz.
And be sure to follow us on Twitter at SHS Today and Instagram and YouTube at Celine Video. Have a great week, Hornets.